What's up, everybody? Today is Friday. We are a couple days away from the weekly candle close, so let's jump into it. Right now, I want to show you Monero versus Bitcoin. But before I do that, I just wanted to glance at the rest of the market real quick. I mean, look at THETA's up 2%. Look at Monero on the USD pair real quick, and I want to show you this. We were talking about it for a while now. So look at this thing. This is years and years in the making. And you can say, well, who cares about Monero? Like, what's so fancy about Monero? It's not that. It's the chart, right? I don't know. It's like the old saying, show me the chart and I'll tell you the news. The chart is telling me that some type of news is going to occur with Monero. I don't know what it is, right? Maybe there's a data breach and people flock to privacy. I don't know how that is. I'm not a privacy coin guy. I don't even really care about privacy. I mean, I do, but I mean, I'm not like all anal about it like some people are. So I don't really care, but I'm just letting you know because I want to remove my bias away from Monero. I have no attachment to it at all. So let's just get that situated. Unlike, for example, XRP. Now, I'm a fanboy. XRP, I'm a moon boy fanboy, right? For XRP. But for Monero, I'm as neutral as possible. Anyways, what we can see here with Monero is very, very clearly exactly what's happening with XRP right now. So if you look at XRP on basically the entire chart of XRP here, what you notice is essentially we have the same exact structure. And if you're new, you're going to see this for the first time, but I want to show it again because it's very important. So look at this. Now, this doesn't mean Monero is going to do what XRP is going to do. Maybe it goes up another 10% and then it crashes. I don't know. Anything's possible, right? But what I'm saying here is XRP created a 7-year structure, and we talked about that structure a lot. One of the biggest bases in crypto history, right? There's never been a consolidation phase that has taken this long. Everybody made fun of XRP because it did not participate on the last bull cycle like many other coins did. Instead, it only went up into a little rally, and that was a retracement. And that is actually more important because what that did was allowed it to create a base, right? So inside of a base, you have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. You go sideways, reaccumulating, right? And then you break out. That's exactly what happened to XRP back in the day. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, breakout. And that's exactly what's potentially happening with Monero right now. We have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, right? So it's all the same. So you get you know what I mean? So let's see if we continue to break out here. I just wanted to show that real quick. So now that we got that out of the way, look at this. We built our range, and this didn't take a couple days. This took years, guys. So anytime you're going sideways for years, it's designed to make you complacent. It's designed to make you sell. It's designed to make you forget about it. It's designed to make you go to sleep, right? This going sideways is a nursery rhyme for a baby. It puts them to sleep. Okay. Now, inside of this accumulation structure, people look at it like noise, like, okay, up, down, up, down, up, down. But we're really doing something intricate. And what is that? Well, Elliot wave is based off 5s and 3s, right? You get 5 waves up, you get 3 waves down. Or you can get 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 5 waves down, right? There's variations. So we'll count that, right? So you could see right here we have 3. Okay, you can see another 3 right there. And then what we see here is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and now we're maybe in the 3rd wave. So basically you have 3 up, 3 down, and then potentially 5 up. Now the 5 could also be a diag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're done, right? This could be an ABC. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be A, B, C. That could be B. And now we're going to go down and we're going to crash and we're going to burn and we're going to go to 0. Okay. That's what that means. Well, maybe not 0, but essentially what you have here is a wave 1. And this could be a wave 2, and now we're going to go down into wave. That's the bearish way to look at it. And that could totally happen. So nothing I say is financial advice. I could be completely wrong, and this could go to 0. I don't know. But I'm just showing you based off other charts. Like, we don't even have to look at XRP. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So if you notice, Bitcoin had the same type of structure in here. Rise, crash, retrace. We come down into reaccumulation. We go sideways, and then we break out. So sideways is good, okay? And that is going to be this is going to be super important because next bull cycle, right? So let's say this one finishes, and then we kind of crash, and then we kind of go back up, and then maybe we come back down, and then we kind of go sideways. That right there is going to be your entry for everything. And then go up. Right? So that's going to be it. Just like how kind of this was here. Right? We had 1 base. We had 3 bases on the way up. So we didn't need to come back into reaccumulation. Right? So, okay. So if we go back to Monero, this thing, from a bullish perspective, right? So we looked at the bearish perspective that this could be an A, a B, and a C. So the bullish perspective is that this is 3 up, this is 3 down, and then now we're getting 5 up. So 1, 2, this is going to be 3, and then we get 4, and then we go up for an extended 5th. So this is very, very interesting. So just in the last 12 hours, or I'm sorry, just in the last, come on. We went up about $300 million just in the last 12 hours. So 3.5. But in the last, say, 4 days, maybe we'll say 5 days, we're up about almost $1 billion from Monero. So basically, this week, we had $1 billion come into Monero. Why? Well, if you look at the structure here, it's actually the same structure. Right there. You have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. You go sideways. Look at that. Now you're breaking out. Where did Monero go? Well, it's probably not finished, but basically it went back to the all-time high, and even beyond that, it's probably going to go much higher. So if we zoom out, it's the same exact structure, just on a bigger, much bigger frame here, right? So here's your base. So we should come up to about here. I believe Monero is going to get to about between a 10 and 15 billion dollar market cap, probably more than that. We'll see how the wave structure looks going up. But if we just take a standard retracement here. By the way, if you look at the retracement, Look how big that wave was. But look how shallow the retracement was. It wasn't that big. A lot of coins had to come down into here, 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 you know. So Monero had a shallow retrace, which is important. Okay. So if we just hit a standard 1618, that's 14 billion. If we hit the 2618, that's 21 billion. If we hit the 4.236, which I don't see why we couldn't, given how big this structure is, that's $34 billion. Now, how could we hit the 4.236? Well, if you look at, for example, just take Bitcoin as an example here, real quick. Which, by the way, is sitting at $105, almost $106,000. So Bitcoin is actually doing very well. We'll talk about that. But yeah, if you go back to the last structure here, rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, what was the measurement of this move? It was almost the 4.236. Not quite, but almost. Okay, so if we use that same logic, but now we look at this with Monero, where does the 4.236 get us? That takes us all the way up to, now there's a couple different ways you could do it here. I'm going to use a standard retrace. You're looking at pretty much $1,800 okay, so that's not bad at all. $1,800. So if we take a measurement from the base, from the breakout of this range, because that's really where I was expressing it pretty strongly, just to give us an idea here, you know, you're looking at almost a 10x. So from where we are right now, that's approximately about a 6 or 7x, which is still pretty dang good. Okay, so now could it go way, way, way higher? Of course. Look how giant this thing is. I mean, it's pretty massive. So if we use another way we can measure it is basically looking at it from a cup and a handle, right? So if we take this cup here, and we'll start it from here, right about there. Just give me a ballpark. I mean, you're looking at a giant move, and I would actually do that one more time because I want to be more conservative with it. And I'm gonna go up to right about there. Let's just try to be conservative here. You're looking at $3,500 to $4,500. So I'd really say between 3 and 4K. Let's just say that. Between 3 and 4K. That's a big number from $200. Now, maybe it only will go to the all-time high. Maybe it only goes to $500. Maybe it only goes to $280. I don't know, but I'm just showing you what the chart is suggesting it could potentially be, right? Nothing is ever guaranteed, ever. So, yeah, if we hit up to $3,500 from where we are right now, that's a good 14x, 15x, say 10 to 15x away. So, okay, now let me show you the small time frames. Actually, we looked at it, but real quick here, you could see looking really, really, really good. I like this energy, right? It's like a 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. It's like a coiled Tesla spring, and you have all of this electricity just coiling through it. And now it's about to release. I mean, that's a funny way to say it, but you know. But yeah, ever since Monero printed this structure right here, so this 1 2 1 2 right here, basically flagging out. So we had an impulse. So first of all, we had the liquidity grab, right? And then we came back up to equal highs, and then as we did, we had this beautiful three-way pullback. And then we had another 1 2, and then on top of that, once we broke out of it, we came back and we back tested it. Not only that, but we did so in a three-way pullback. So we had this impulse. Well, we had this impulse. We flagged out. We broke out. We came back. We back tested A, B, C. So we had a three-wave move, double bottom. I mean, everything was so perfect. It still is very perfect. Okay. So where's it going to go now? Well, if we take a retracement here, just a standard, I guess we could do trend-based. I guess I would pull it from here. So we're heading up to the 1-to-1, maybe about 243 will be the first stop. And then after that, you're looking at 280 to 300 bucks. So not bad at all. And then if we took a standard retrace, you're looking at like 270, 280. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, now let's look at Monero versus Bitcoin. This is the chart. I'm barely looking at it today. I haven't even seen it before. So since I've been talking about it, I thought, you know what, let me look at Monero versus Bitcoin. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, this thing looks pretty interesting. The reason why is because of what recently happened, which is you have major bullish divergence on the weekly chart. This is the weekly chart, okay? And you have extreme oversold conditions, right? You had a higher low, you had a lower low, but you had a higher low on the R side. That's pretty massive divergence right there, especially on the weekly. Now, do we have it on the monthly? I don't know. Let me see. Yes, we have it on the monthly. Wow, look at that. We have monthly bullish divergence. You don't get any better than that. Okay? And essentially what you have here, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, Benjamin Cohen put a video out labeled XRP Risk Metric, and he talked about altcoins or alt BTC pairs that have these double bottoms. Go check out that video and listen to what he says about that. Okay, so he's the data metric guy. I'm more of the chart structure type of person, but bless you. That's my son. So this thing looks really bullish, guys. I mean, this thing looks like it wants to fire up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at XRP versus Bitcoin. Now, look at this. XRP versus Bitcoin. There you are. And that's not the chart I wanted to do, but that's okay because I'll just go right here. Okay, so we're going to switch sides, I guess. There we go. We'll go to the monthly. And we'll go to the monthly. Okay. So look at this, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, you got your top, you got your bottom. You got your top, you got your potential bottom, right? And right here, you got this sideways accumulation or sideways distribution or whatever you want to call it. You could say a fourth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? or in this case, it was truncated. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, truncated fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have this structure here, right? But look at this. Now let's zoom in right here. You could see, actually, let's go to the weekly here. Wow, this is insane. Look at this. Look at this. First of all, you have bullish divergence on Monero. Over here, you basically had a higher low, and I like the divergence better. Second of all, look what XRP did. You came all the way down, hardcore, all the way down, right? Big bottom, came back up, double bottom, came back up, double bottom. Then what did XRP do? Explosion all the way back to the high. If Monero does the same thing, which I think it could, it's going to go way the hell up here. Okay? That could be life-changing, guys. Not financial advice. I could be wrong. We could go to 0. Just understand that. That's about a 3x. So it's probably not going to be life-changing unless you're trading. Anyways, I think this is, but here's the thing. I think XRP's got much more to go, right? I'm thinking XRP versus Bitcoin's got to get up here. That's where I'm looking at, if not the top. So somewhere up here. We got to look at alt versus Bitcoin pairs as oscillators, right? So you have the bottom, you have the top. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. And when they stay down for a while, that means they built up a big accumulation range, and it could maybe even take the top before coming down, right? So I think we're going to get back up here. Same thing with Monero. I think we can get back. First, we got to get there, then maybe up to there. So, but yeah, this is amazing. Let's go. So XRP versus Bitcoin. Now you're starting to get a little bit of bearish divergence on the weekly chart here, but the week's not over yet. So we probably might need a pullback. This could probably even be a flat. So it could be like an A, B, and a C before going up. It could be some kind of running flat, or we're going to flag out and then hit the high and then have an A, B, C and then go, right? So there's a couple different ways it could happen. One thing is for sure, we are very... the reason I think Bitcoin pumped today was because people were taking profits from their XRP into Bitcoin. Okay, so that's probably why. You could see this resistance level has been here basically all of its life. Well, not all of its life, but for years, right? It's going back to 2019. So you have 2020, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, guys. We'll say 5.5, 6 years. So resistance, 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 resistance. I mean, look at that. So you're gonna know people are gonna be taking profits in here. Okay? So if I had to imagine, you're going to have some type of resistance in here. So this could probably be the pivot point for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin now. So if you look at Bitcoin here, we're looking at it to be in the fifth wave. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And that could equal some downside for our XRP versus Bitcoin. Doesn't mean the USD pair really, but it could be the Bitcoin version, right? Then once Bitcoin chills out at its fifth wave, that's when you have that final push up for XRP. And then Bitcoin crashes and then it's over, right? So I'm just so happy that XRP is moving first and not last, because it's my biggest holding, and that makes it so much easier for me to rotate into things where if XRP moved last, I wouldn't have been able to rotate anything. So if we look at Bitcoin now on the small time frames, wow, look at that. We are pumping. Bitcoin dominance really quick, because that's very important as well. I'm imagining, yep, there it is. We got the pump here. So you kind of got a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders here. You know, bearishly, you're looking at an A, B, and a C. Or you're looking at A, B, C. So you're going to come up, hit the high, and then go down for C. That's the bearish idea. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think this is going to come up and hit the high here for that fifth wave like we just talked about. And then lights out. So we have A, B, right? And then we come down for C. So what's the bullish idea? The bullish idea is that this is just a pullback. And then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a diag. And then this is a three-way pullback for a 2. And now this is a 1, 2. And we're about ready to go up for a 3, 4, and then 5. Hopefully that's not the case. I don't think it is. The other idea would be this is a 1, this is a 2, or actually it'd be kind of like this, and then we kind of move up. So it could get complex in here before coming up, then going down, or even breaking out. But my main idea for Bitcoin dominance is probably coming up here, hitting the high, even maybe breaking it for a short period of time, but then ultimately it's going to come down. So I'm thinking we're in a B wave. Okay, B waves are traps. So you got A, and then you get C. So that's what we're waiting for. Okay. XRP. Let's look at XRP here. XRP looks great. Look at this. This is the same setup it did before. Look at this. Watch this, guys. Actually, maybe I just should do a separate video. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it right here. Here's the setup. See that? Same exact thing that's happening over here. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So you get these like double bottoms in here. Let's see, they're all over the place. So you have one right here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to have to do it like this. Okay, and then we're going to zoom in to the 4-hour chart. Or let's go to this chart here. Actually, you gotta zoom in. Okay, so there's the chart right there. Okay, so now let's look at the example. So the first example here, boom, boom, blast off. Boom, boom, blast off, right? Second example, where are you at? Right here, same thing. That's a little bit different. It's more of a running flat, right? You have a running flat A, B, C. So you have a running flat, or you have a regular flat, or you have an expanded flat. Where's another example? Here's a really good example right here. So you have boom, boom, same thing here, boom, boom, kind of like a double bottom, right? You build a base, you blast off, let's build a base, let's blast off. Okay, and then you have another example right here. Same kind of thing. You got your triangle, excuse my drawing, you got a little bit of a double bottom right there, you got your little hump right there. Maybe you take off right there. Boom, let's go. Right? So there you go. That's basically what I see happening here. Look at this, guys. This is so bullish. Look at this. Look at that three-way pullback. You got a monster pump, and you got a three-way pullback. Look at this. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to break out now, but I think maybe a little bit of this, or maybe a little bit of this, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. I think we'll eventually get there. So this looks really, really bullish. And I'm very happy for XRP holders, because you guys are warriors for fighting through this whole damn thing. Ethereum Classic. Look at Ethereum Classic. It's about to rip. I shared a fractal. Look at this fractal. Look at the Dogecoin fractal, right? So this is Dogecoin. This is Ethereum Classic. Pause the video and look at that very carefully. Okay, this is deadly stuff right here. All right, so we could be seeing a massive pump like we saw back over here. Now, I don't know anything about Ethereum Classic. I don't even know why Ethereum Classic would even do that. I don't know, but that's just what the chart would potentially suggest if it were to continue following Doge, and it has been for all of these years. I don't see why it wouldn't continue, especially if everything looks like we're going to go into a bullish phase, right? It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Welcome to no sleep season. Plus, while you're sick. At least I am. I mean, I'm getting better, but it's just like a stupid cold. And it sucks too, because I never get sick. But Blockchain Backer shared this fractal, and I wanted to also share it. So yeah, there it is. You can pause the video, take a look at it. Boom, boom, boom. There's your bottom here. You come back up, you get back up to here, come back up, so we should get back up to there. Here's another fractal that he shared that I really, really, really like. So if there's something good that someone else shares, you're damn right I will share it too. So shout out to him. But yeah, I love this fractal. Look at this. This is Binance Coin. And basically what it suggests is that maybe we should pull back a little bit. So we're coming up on the weekends. Usually Saturdays are kind of, it's a hit and a miss. Probably not so eventful. Maybe some coins will, maybe some coins won't. But Sunday probably should be a little bit bearish. We'll see. I don't know. It's kind of tough when we're moving fast. But it suggests that we should kind of flag out a little bit and then break out. And then look at this comes next. We come all the way back down. We back test in here. So if we had to do that and then come back and retest that, that could liquidate a lot of people. So here's another fractal that he shared that I wanted to also share. Look at this. So essentially, you got your rise, your crash, your rise, your crash. And you kind of play around, come back down, blast off. But we got that. So, but if you look closely, right here, we came all the way up, we pulled back, right? There's your divergence, So we could come all the way up and we could still pull back before going higher, just like we did over there. This is also very concerning. So remember the financial crisis? The last rate hike was July 2006. 17 months later, boom, deadly, right? Same thing right here. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it not? I mean, I think it is. So anyways, that's Ethereum Classic. It looks pretty decent. You got a three-way pullback. Looks like it wants to break out. Unfortunately for me, I didn't get to buy it. I bought a little bit. I think it was around somewhere in here. Just kind of waiting to see. Nothing big. It already went up quite a bit, and you're at resistance. But this right here looks bullish. It looks like it wants to come up and hit the high. So, yeah, everything looks pretty good right now. All right, so let's keep it moving. Let's go to SHIB. Yeah, I'm so glad I got this one. I I was getting it in here. And yeah, I think it's great. Again, we've been following this exact structure for a long time, right? For a while. And what structure I'm talking about is this one right here. And this was all the charts, right? This is with all of them, pretty much. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is we have a big liquidation, right? Again, we've been tracking this for months, and we've been seeing this develop, right? So it shouldn't be new. But just to recap here, we have 3 up, we have 3 up. We come back down, we go sideways. We come back down, we go sideways. We flush the low, and then we explode. And now we're exploding. You could see what happened when we got to the high, though. Look right here. You see that? We had a big dump here. So we're right around that area. So maybe we come up, we hit the high, and then we dump. How big of a dump was this? Well, let's take a look here. This dump was approximately, that's a big one, 24, we'll say 20-25%. So 25% from where we are now, I mean, that's huge, right? So it's obviously not going to be that. Why? Because this structure is so much smaller than that structure. Okay, so we have to, what do we do then? We have to do it on what? Fibonacci, okay? So Fibonacci would be the best thing to do. And that comes right around the 50. Okay, so if I did the same kind of thing over here, there's the 50 right there. So maybe we hit the high, and then we have a big dump, and then we continue. So just be aware of that. It's not going to keep pumping forever. We're going to have big pullbacks. So probably the smart thing to do is just, I mean, I can't say, but for me, it would be to just sit tight and wait. And if we get a pullback, great, I'll buy it. If not, then great, I got some. So either way, we're set. Yeah, I love this double bottoms in here, right? Higher low, building a base, following a 3-way pullback. You got 3 up, you got 3 down, and now you're right there. So I think we're really good. We're in a really good spot here. Not just SHIB, but everything. Pretty much across the board.